Good morning. Welcome to my kitchen. Well, I'm going to have to start some lunch. We had breakfast. I've got my pot here, but guess what? There's nothing in it. So I'm fixing to get some hamburger meat, some taters, and some carrots together, and the other ingredients I need. And I'm going to make a cheesy hamburger potato soup for lunch. How's that sound? Sounds good to me. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Well, I'm back, and I've got me some potatoes, some carrots, 2 carrots, and an onion, and this hamburger meat. And I've already used part of this hamburger meat, but I'm going to use a little bit more of it. And I think, I'm going to guess at it, but I think I've got more than a pound. So I'm just going to say half of that's a pound. Now, this is hamburger meat that was raised on the farm here. I'm going to call that a pound. Sometimes you don't have to have the exact. Sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. Now I'm going to put that back in the refrigerator. I actually had it in the refrigerator in this cup. That'll be another meal. Maybe tomorrow. Scoot that back. I'm going to turn this on. My hands are messy. And I'll start cooking that. Well, where'd my towel go? Well, wipe my towel and laid it out of the way. Now we're going to chop this onion up, and I'll mush that up in just a minute. So the first thing we're going to have to do is get this meat and onion cooked. And then we'll add our other vegetables and our chicken broth, and we got some other ingredients to put in it. Get this semi-chopped. That pan's not even hot yet. I'll get over there in just a second. Get this made. I'll have lunch and supper both ready. I won't have to make supper because really it can eat the leftovers. I'm going to put that right there. That pan will be just fine to put them in. I'm going to chunk this up. Get it a little more in a minute. Now back to this onion. And no, I'm not a chef. I'm not good at doing things exactly like they're supposed to be. I get in the kitchen and just try to get it done. Well, cut that up a little bit more. Probably need a little bit bigger chopping block, didn't I? Farm wife. I'm not a fancy cook. I'll put that in there just a minute. Let me stir this a little bit more. It's in there. Y'all saw me put it in there. Now I'm going to put this onion. It's just chopped up, roughly chopped. Okay. I'm not sure. It might need a little bit bigger pot. I may have to switch. That may not be big enough. But I'm going to peel it with 2 cups of diced potatoes, and I'm going to guess at that. These 3 are going to make me 2 cups. That onion is making me cry. My eyes are watering. I'm crying over here. I am. I'll be okay though. I'll be okay. 1. And you know, when I dice these up, I measure just to see how close we come to 2 cups. I bet we get pretty close, don't you? Alright. We have to wipe my eyes. And this one's not as big as those other 2. How much you think? How much you estimate I'll have? All right, let me give this a stir. I've got a measuring cup right here. Just because we're going to see how much that makes. I probably wouldn't normally even measure it, but I'm going to. And I'm going to wash them. I hadn't done that yet, but I'm going to. Just going to cube them up. And sometimes I wouldn't even use the chopping block. I'd just cube them with my hand. Because I'm a country cook. I'm not going to deny it. My cooking is plain, simple country. Now that's a cup and a half. How much is this going to make? Get my fingers out of the way. Don't want to cut my fingers off. And I could just do them like this and cube them like this. I'm going to have more than 2 cups, but it's going to be close. It's going to be real close. It's going to be about 2 cups and a fourth, isn't it? That's close enough. My husband likes potatoes, so he'll be happy. There you go. That's pretty good. Now, let's just... And I'll have to shred these carrots. I want them diced up pretty good. Let me find where'd my carrot peeler go? I'll tell you what, I'm so unorganized. Oh, here we go. I'll peel that carrot. 2 carrots. When you peel carrots, do your carrot peelings go every place? Mine do. Now, I'm gonna lay that right there on top of those potatoes. Cut the ends off. I think I'm gonna have to stir my meat. Pick up those peelings that go every place. The chickens will enjoy those things, won't they? I gotta stir. And that is browned up real nice, and those onions are tender. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to wash those potatoes and get this other stuff ready and kind of move things around. I'll be back in just a bit, okay? Well, I'm back, and I'm going to have to regroup just a little bit because this little pot here is not going to hold all my stuff when I get it in there. So there's my hamburger meat and my onions. but there's not a whole lot of fat. But I'm going to dip it out and switch over to this pot. This is a 4-quart. This one will be better. And I could be using my stove over there, but I'm making a video, so I have to improvise when I'm making a video. And so that convection burner, all my pans don't work on it. But I checked this one and it works. Well, I'm going to get the rest of them onions out of there. Well, let me pause you just for a second because I'm going to have to get my plug wrapper. Okay, I'm back. Oh, the trouble I go through to make a YouTube video. But it's good. It's all good. All right. I put my meat and my onions in there. I'm going to put 2 cups of milk. I'm going to turn it back on. I'm going to put some chicken broth. I'm going to put 4 cups of this. I'm going to measure it. I think there's 4 cups in there, wouldn't you think? Oh, and those potatoes, got those potatoes? They're in a bowl of water here. And they're rinsed now, so now we're going to put those in there. And these carrots, I'm going to put these carrots in this food processor and make quick work of them. This should be nice and loud and exciting. Let's see. I'm going to give them a little slice. Okay. Hold her ears. We'll plug it up. There. There's my carrots. Let's see. I'm going to get a spatula. Now we're going to add a teaspoon of basil and some salt and pepper. And guess what? I'll measure. I don't usually, but I will. Let's see, where's my salt and pepper? Over here. There's some pepper. This is just to taste, so I'll just put a little bit. And some salt. Let me just measure it in my hand right now. I can add some more later if I need it. Can't take it out, but I can add it. Got everything in there. I'm going to let that cook until the vegetables get tender. And then we'll come back and add the cheese and get ready to eat it in a little bit. Alright, be back. I'm going to clean up some of this mess while that cooks. And we'll have lunch ready just pretty quick. Well, it's been about 20 minutes and our soup has been bubbling in the pot. And I forgot one of the ingredients when I was on the camera, but I've added a little bit of flour, I'd say about 1/3 of a cup of flour. And that's made it pretty creamy, but I hadn't put the cheese in there. So we're going to grate up some cheese over here in the food processor, because I've tidied up some of my kitchen while this was cooking. So I've got some cheddar cheese, and we're going to grate this up and add about 2 cups. Alright. Are you going to fit in there? Alright, here goes. Let me get that so I can push. we're just going to go ahead. Those don't go through my food processor, so I'm just going to put them right there. And I don't know. We're going to put that in there. May want to put even more. I'm going to save a little bit to garnish the top, though. I'm going to let that melt just a little bit. I'm just about ready to try it. It's looking good. Let me get my cup. My soup cup. Look what I've got. See my soup cup? You know I have those friends that come up to the quilt house and quilt with me. Well, Renee, my friend, quilting friend Renee, brought 2 of them with the little roosters. So that's what me and Terry's going to eat our soup out of today. Our cheesy hamburger potato soup. Let me get this. So I've got cut for a rooster soup bowl for Terry and one for me. And I'm going to put some of it in my bowl here. Let's just fill it up. How about we just fill it up? Boy, it sure looks good. Let's move that. Let me see. Let's put... Well, I tell you what. This is my soup. I don't know if y'all want any or not, but I'm going to put a dollop of sour cream because I think that'll be good. Might even be good stirred up, a little bit stirred up in the soup. Put a little bit of that cheddar cheese. And I even went out to the garden and got a little green onion. So I'm going to garnish mine with a little bit of this green onion. I'm just going to... Let's get the green part. Well, that's not perfect, but this is homestead cooking, farmstead cooking, country cooking. Let me turn that off now. I think I got it off. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to unplug it. Now, that made it quieter. Here's my bowl of soup, if you can see that or not. You get me a little bite. Oh, and I do have, well, here I go. I like crackers with my soup. Just plain old saltine crackers. Well, we're just going to have a cracker too. Got me a cracker right there. Oh, now I'm ready. That's good. I'm going to lay my cracker down because I want to buy that soup. Let me take a big bite. Mmm. It's a little bit too hot to eat like that right now. But this is going to be our Sunday. This is Sunday when I'm making this video. This is going to be our lunch and our supper. I've got the meat and the vegetables and the cheese. Drain your cheese. Well, I could keep on eating this, but I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to tell Terry that I've just probably got his lunch ready so he can come in and eat with me too. There's a pot. There's plenty for both of us. I'm going to eat. This bite has a little bite of that onion. Those green onions are walking onions out in the garden. Have you heard of Egyptian walking onions? They grow up and then they fall over and then they make more onions and just kind of multiply. That's what the onions are. Okay. Y'all try you some cheesy hamburger potato soup. It's good. Bye now. Love y'all.